You've probably scrolled past tools like Hero Forge and TitanCraft a dozen times, but you still have no clue which one to try. You want to design your first custom mini, but the moment you open either site, it just feels like too much. This video gives you a simple breakdown of both platforms, so you can dive into building your first mini with confidence and actually enjoy the process. If you're just starting out, choosing between Hero Forge and TitanCraft might seem like a small decision, but picking the wrong one can actually kill your momentum before you even get started. If you open one of these tools, you're immediately hit with a flood of features. There's sliders, toggles, and options you don't really understand yet. Without clear guidance, you can waste hours trying to figure out which parts are meant for beginners and which are more advanced, and when it's not fun anymore, it's tempting to give up. So if you're new to mini making, which platform actually feels welcoming from the start? TitanCraft drops you into a wide open editor with a ton of raw parts. It gives you a lot of freedom, but not much direction. There's not a lot of prompts and hand-holding. If you already know what you want to make, that's great, but if you're not sure where to begin, it can feel overwhelming fast. On the other hand, Hero Forge walks you through it. You're guided through categories with a logical progression, and so even if you're unsure of what you want, the structure nudges you forward. TitanCraft gives you more modular freedom for where you place items, but Hero Forge is more intuitive, especially if you've never made a mini before. Okay, so even if a tool is easy to use, does it inspire you to keep going? Which one makes you feel excited to keep creating? That all depends on the person. I would say that Hero Forge has the most polished cinematic feel. TitanCraft, on the other hand, feels more like a behind-the-scenes tool. It gets the job done, but the visuals are definitely flatter and more just functional. So once you've started building, the next big question is, how much can you actually do with each tool? TitanCraft offers a huge variety of parts, but there's just more assembly required to learn how the parts work together. Hero Forge offers many raw parts as well, and it also gives you more control over details. So facial expressions, gear placement, and things like that can be more fine-tuned. Now, none of this matters if your software breaks mid-build, so how stable are these tools, and what should you expect? TitanCraft is pretty fast. They have good load times. But also, every time I tried to add a hat to my model, this kept happening. So you might hit a wall you didn't see coming once in a while. Hero Forge can be slower to load, but it's very stable. Things rarely go wrong with it. For beginners, that reliability makes a huge difference. Now comes the part that your wallet is concerned about. What's this actually going to cost you? Hero Forge charges more per file, so an STL download is about $8. And it charges you more if you have them printed. But if you're just building one character, it might be worth it for the simplicity. TitanCraft is cheaper long term. It actually has a really great model. Once you unlock certain assets, you own them forever. If you want to make multiple minis or build a whole library of assets, it's definitely offering better value. The other thing to keep in mind is that TitanCraft has a huge library of assets. And once you unlock these, they're yours. You can reuse them as many times as you want and build as many models as you want using these parts. They also have an extensive library of creatures, monsters, and other sorts of things that you can build beyond just regular human models. So, which tool fits your creative energy right now? Do you want a clean path to a finished mini, or more of a playground to tinker in and come back to over and over? Hero Forge is very focused. It keeps everything simple and structured and cinematic. If you only have an hour or two after work and want something satisfying without a huge learning curve, this is it. TitanCraft is broader. It gives you more room to experiment, but it also expects you to take the lead. If you want to fiddle with parts and want to explore all the options, you'll have a lot of fun, but it's less beginner-friendly by default. So which platform is better for you? That depends. Honestly, Hero Forge feels easier, but TitanCraft has more tools. The pricing model also really plays into it. Are you making one model that you want to display? Or are you trying to build an army with very similar parts and you want to unlock those assets forever? It all depends on what your goal is. Let me know, which is the one that you prefer? Do you prefer something else entirely, like Eldritch Foundry? Let me know in the comments down below.